Professional presentations. Making presentations or speeches or addressing a gathering is a common everyday affair in a professional's life. Hence, one needs to be prepared for such a task. In this section, let us look at 8 proven ways to make an effective presentation. 8 proven ways to make a presentation work. Prepare well. Start innovatively. State facts to substantiate main ideas. Be witty and humorous. Use body language effectively. Use proper voice modulation. Use visual aids effectively. End emphatically. 1. Start innovatively. Situation: a presentation on Save Water. An innovative and creative opening is imperative to attract the attention of the audience. If the opening itself is dull and boring, there is a very slim chance that the audience will pay attention to the rest of the presentation. Avoid opening by reading out bookish definitions or verbose explanations.
Ladies and gentlemen, when I was a student, we read the poem The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. I liked the poem for its meaning and message, but most importantly, what still rings in my ears is the beginning as Coleridge opens with his famous lines, "Water, water everywhere, but not a drop to drink." That great poets have a prophetic voice is better illustrated nowhere else. Friends, as I stand here to make a presentation on Save Water, I truly believe that we are heading towards a time when there will be water, water everywhere, but not a drop to drink.
State facts to substantiate main ideas. Situation: a presentation on deforestation. Ideas without facts seem much like opinions. In professional situations, what people want to listen to is strong, convincing ideas and not personal or prejudiced opinions. Before we delve more on this, take a look at this situation.
Friends, if you still think that deforestation is not happening at a rapid pace, consider these facts. In 2009, as compared to 50 years back, 80% of the forests have disappeared. 40% of tropical forests have been destroyed, and an acre is lost every second. 50 million tons of paper is used annually, and that amounts to the consumption or destruction of 850 million trees. Last but not the least, 50 to 100 different species of plants and animals become extinct every day.
Did you observe how convincing the speaker appeared when he used facts and figures to augment his ideas? Therefore, while making a presentation, always remember that rather than lopsided views and opinions, your audience is more likely to appreciate ideas which are well supported with facts and figures. Wit and humor is a spice of life and an integral part of any good speech or presentation. The most memorable presentations become so because of the ability of the speaker to use wit and humor in a controlled, relevant, and effective manner. By adding humor, you can enliven presentations even on seemingly drab and mechanical subjects. See how the speaker in this presentation uses her sense of humor to induce interest in the listeners.
Friends, as I stand here to make a presentation on conflict management, I dread the proposition. After all, conflict is not a nice word to begin with. In fact, the moment someone utters the word conflict, many unpleasant ideas swarm our minds. We are reminded of angry looks, raised eyebrows, clenched fists, exchange of filthy words and expressions, and many more signs of conflict. Some of us may also envision spousal conflict, while others might fancy a handful of soldiers brandishing swords at their opponents. In modern times, however, conflict has acquired much deeper connotations, and the professionals dealing with conflict management have to manage something more profound, subtle, and indirect than the traditionally understood manifestations of conflict.
Use body language effectively. Situation: an example of inappropriate body language. Human beings speak not just through words, but also through their expressions, gestures, postures and movements, something we commonly term as body language. Therefore, if you want your presentations to be effective, you have to make good use of your body language. Remember that body language is universal in its appeal, and you can't imagine making a good presentation with poor body language. Take a look at this situation and see how poor body language underlines the speaker's lack of certitude and brings to the fore his sense of inadequacy despite his attempts to suggest confidence, clarity and conviction to his listeners.
I think all your doubts are meaningless. We're ready to accommodate all your reservations and objections with an open mind.
Since seeing is believing, always remember that for your audience, not only what you say, but also how you say it is important. By keeping hands in the pockets, by keeping a poker face, by scratching your head, by rubbing your palms and pursing your lips, you are not likely to sound convincing and trustworthy in your claims. Look at the situation that follows and observe how displaying a positive and open body language leaves a profound impact on the audience.
No problem. If you're not satisfied with our health plans, you can return the policy even after a fortnight of validation and consolidation. I assure you, without a word of protest, the money paid to us would be refunded back to you.
Use proper voice modulation. A speech on positive thinking. Human voice is the most magical and versatile musical instrument in the world. If used well, our voice can convey all our moods, emotions, feelings and views. Without proper voice modulation, however, we cannot fully express ourselves. If you do not use proper voice modulation, you could sound as boring and drab as this speaker.
Friends, what is that one thing that comes to your mind when you think of Thomas Edison, Abraham Lincoln, Mahatma Gandhi and Mother Teresa? No, the common factor has got nothing to do with their nation, profession or sphere of action. In fact, they were born in different times, lived in different countries and achieved different milestones. But as I said, there was something common among them. It was their positive attitude. In fact, it was their positive attitude that helped them achieve different milestones in their lives.
Example of a speech with proper voice modulation. Now let us see how the same speech can be delivered in a better manner.
Friends, what is that one thing that comes to your mind when you think of Thomas Edison, Abraham Lincoln, Mahatma Gandhi and Mother Teresa? No, the common factor has got nothing to do with their nation, profession or even their sphere of work. They were born in different times, lived in different countries, spoke different languages and achieved different milestones in their lives. But, as I said, there was something common among them. Friends, it was their attitude towards life. It was their positive attitude that helped them achieve outstanding milestones in their lives.
Did you notice the difference proper voice modulation brought to the same speech? So, remember to modulate your voice according to the situation to create the desired impact on your listeners. The impact of what we hear and see is certainly more than what we just hear. In professional presentations, therefore, visuals play a crucial role. However, while using visuals, we must ensure that they integrate well with our content and are presented to the audience in an interesting and captivating manner. A well-chosen visual can immensely heighten the impact of your presentation. Let us see a sample of this in the upcoming situation.
Friends, The champions of non-vegetarianism often vociferously suggest that we should eat meat to become powerful. But tell me, how much power do we really need? Before you fall for this crooked logic, please have a look at this slide. So tell me, do we really need to be more powerful than one of the largest mammals on this earth? Of course not.
It is a visual like this that makes one say that a picture is worth 1,000 words. So, by using an appropriate visual, you can leave a very strong impact on your listeners. End emphatically. Save water, save earth. Your final words are your last chance to make a favorable and lasting impression on your audience. A memorable and emphatic ending can brighten up even an average presentation, whereas a poor ending can spoil an otherwise effective speech. Therefore, remember to end with a bang and not with a whimper. Something like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the data unmistakably shows, water reservoirs all across the earth are shrinking. The largest rivers, including the Nile and the Ganges, are no longer what they used to be. They are shrinking fast in size and length. The groundwater is plummeting rapidly all across the earth. Wells are drying up at a brisk pace, and natural ponds have converted into solid fields. At this rate, our posterity is unlikely to see any water in their lifetime. And water, as we all know, is as crucial to all life forms as is air. So there is only one thing that we must live to do: save water. For if we do not do this today, there will not be a tomorrow to do that. Thank you.
We hope that the situations discussed in this section will help you in making effective presentations in your professional careers. Thank you.